Hello there, folks. I'm Dan Brown from Sort of Interesting, and today I am going to show you a rapid fire list of what I call hiking and camping luxury items. Some obvious, some less so, and how I use them. So, without further ado, let's dive in. The first thing is actually three. I want to talk about these outdoor slippers. Now, that is luxury, but I couldn't use them if it wasn't for my dry bags. Why is that? We'll find out in a moment. And I have really enhanced the use of those slippers with the classic Nick spray. So let's take a look at the slippers first. These are from Long Bay, and I would describe them as being slippers plus rather than anything like a boot hybrid. These are still lightweight, comfortable, flimsy bits of footwear, so don't expect to be hiking or doing anything wild, but for general use around a relatively flat, calm campsite, they are ideal. And I will say that I've added this clip in specifically to show you that because they are just slippers, they're not solidly attached to your feet, so you can make them roll around and slip off your foot. So again, don't go hiking in these. What I have done is use this Nick spray to really soak them, and I've done just one here to illustrate the difference of using these with the waterproofing and without, and you can see how one of them is basically coming out of the river dry, the other one very much not so dry. And I mean, I really like Nick. They make so many treatments for different things. So I just thought, well, I've got that spray there. I'll try it out. And as you can see, it worked a charm. But the reason that I use those on my campsite is because since discovering dry bags, dry sacks, whatever you want to describe these as, I have started using these to store my boots while I'm camping overnight. So instead of having wet boots in my tent or bivy bag, I can literally just wrap them up in one of these, and then they're sealed, they're not stinking the place out, they're not adding more damp into the inside of the shelter, and you can see they're the simplest things ever. I really can't believe it took me 20 years of camping to discover these things. So they're super cheap and super simple. You literally have just a waterproof bag with what I describe as a bit of a roll top system where you literally just roll the top around itself and then clip the sides together. And suddenly you've got a waterproof bag for whatever sort of gear you want. And you can see here in a bivy bag in the snow, you can imagine how wet those boots were. And I just wrapped them up in that bag and didn't have to worry about it. Don't get me wrong, they were very cold though. So that's my first three items. Dry sacks to help keep your gear safe and especially useful for smelly wet boots when you're in a tent. Outdoor slippers so that you don't have to wrestle with getting your wet smelly shoes on and off every time you want to come and go around the campsite. And Nick to help waterproof your gear. Just a quick interruption here as I've realised I forgot to say that this video is not sponsored. That's not sponsored. These are my own items that I use myself. I will, however, leave some Amazon affiliate links in the description down below, and if you buy through those, I will get a commission. So it's a great way to help support these videos if you are looking at getting some of this kind of gear anyway. So thank you very much for the support, everybody. Right, back to the gear. Let's have a super simple one now, and this is a bug net to go over your head. So firstly, I'm going to show you the simple kind, and then I'm going to show you this older kind that I cannot find online anymore. So this is an extra large one that I bought from Amazon. I didn't get one with a built-in hat because obviously I wear a cap most of the time that I'm out, so the peak of the cap keeps it away from my face nicely. Also, if I did have one that had the built-in hat, it means that if I wanted to wear it in bed at night in my bivy bag, for example, I'm going to have to wear a hat as well. So this one is an old Jack Pike camouflage one, and perhaps I'm just missing it, but I haven't been able to find these anywhere recently, and you can see this one actually has that removable flap in front of your face. You wouldn't think a feature like that could make much of a difference, but believe me, the convenience of being able to tuck this in all around my neck and the collar of whatever shirt I'm wearing, and then still have easy access to be able to drink and eat stuff or just get a clear look of what's going on by removing the flap is unbelievable, rather than having to untuck and retuck it in around my neck every time. On to my Trekology Yizzy Go camping chair. Now this has absolutely blown my mind, to be honest. I've always had a three-legged little stool that I've taken out camping and on my various adventures, and because it's not very comfortable and it's super basic, I've really not fully grasped how brilliant it can be to have a half decent comfortable little chair that you can take with you and just spend time sitting around either by the river in the middle of nowhere having pasta or hot chocolates or cup of soups. I honestly can't express how much better a lot of my adventures have been made since getting a comfortable chair. In this case, as I say, it's the Yizzy Go, and I honestly, I I bought it and I almost thought, well, I've already got that stool. Shall I get it? Shan't I? And I thought, no, it looks so much better than what I've got. And the side note here, the stool, even though it's less comfortable and more basic, it actually doesn't feel as portable because the legs are longer, whereas the camping chair folds down into so many pieces. It might be a fatter parcel once it's all wrapped up, but it's not as long, and I feel that that's far easier to store somehow. Right then, water bottles. So I recently bought these two different types of water bottle to replace one that I accidentally melted in an attempt to create a comedy video. Long story short, don't pour boiling water into a plastic bottle. That has, however, let me realise just how superior a non-straw drinking bottle is when using it for camping and filling up stoves and so on. So I've very often used ones with straws like this, and there's various reasons for that. It's more difficult to spill, for example, but every time I would take the top off, like this, to fill up my camping stove, obviously then you've got that long straw that you don't want touching the ground and putting dirt back in the water, etc. And it was just a little bit of a hassle while you've got the stove going, etc. Whereas here, with this plain water bottle without the straw, especially with that secondary air hole to stop a vacuum forming, you can see I don't even need to take the lid off. Look at the rate that is pouring out. For argument's sake, you can see just how much the water flow is restricted if I cover the air hole, but yeah, not a big deal, but just another little bit of convenience. Next up is a secret item, the tarp that we're using for all this itself. So this is a really cheap poncho tarp hybrid, and I was really sceptical about it when I first got it, but it's gone on to be one of my most used items, and if you do watch my videos, you'll very often see this being used as a ground sheet and all the rest of it, but the important thing is, because it can be a poncho, a tarp or a ground sheet, it is getting a lot more use than I ever imagined it would. I've genuinely worn it to keep dry. I've genuinely used it loads and loads as a ground sheet, and if I did want, it is actually a tarp that you can build a smallish shelter from, but it is worth knowing it has only got 4 eyelets actually built into it, one in each corner. But in all seriousness, super cheap item and I'm really happy with it. Next up, we have something incredibly handy and that I think has really helped me out on some of my longer distance walking, and this is a bag that you wear on your chest. I've seen them referred to as a front rack, a chest rig, but you can see what it is basically. A super adjustable little bag that fits to your front. I think I should have it worn lower down with that back section though. It can clip on and off on every one of the straps on this particular model, so it makes it easy to get it on and off around other bags that you might be wearing. You can see I filled it with crisps for demonstration purposes. So the benefit to something like this is it's just a really simple, quick access bag that's right there in front of you. So for me, I keep my phone and my gimbal in it because I do a lot of filming. So if there's something I want to film, everything's right there. I haven't got to be fishing around in my rucksack, etc. It's just there, ready within arm's reach. By the way, I'll say here that I've done individual videos on a lot of these items that are far more in-depth. So please do subscribe and check out my other videos for loads of this kind of stuff and outdoor adventures. Anyway, on to the final items, and these are the simplest of all, but something I've overlooked for so long: microfiber towels. My goodness, the amount of times I wade through rivers and spend time getting very wet. Not having something like this has been foolish, even for hiking, never mind proper camping where I might end up with wet feet and then be there in half-damp socks all night. So rather than trying to use my clothing to dry out my feet and so on, I now have 2 towels. The small one is a 50 by 70 centimetre Mountain Warehouse branded one, and the larger one is Iono, something like that, and it is 140 by 70 centimetres. Now, of course, these are straightforward, there's not much to say. Obviously, they dry out quite quickly in the right conditions, of course, and ultimately it's just something to make life a little bit more comfortable if you are getting wet. I do like the bigger one though, because it's got this little press-stud strap on it, and it's also got a little zippable pocket, which could well be handy depending on where you're intending to use this. Well, I told you this was going to be rapid fire, and I've tried to load you up with information and ideas as fast as I could. So, without further ado, I'm going to say a massive thank you to my PayPal and Patreon supporters, YouTube channel members, Facebook subscribers, and everybody who's supported me on those kind of platforms. I cannot thank you enough, and I cannot thank everybody enough just for watching this video and spending their time with me. So I'll simply say, until the next time, have an absolutely wonderful time in the great outdoors. Thank you very much for watching. And of course, my friends, keep it interesting, keep it camping and hiking gear worthy. And as I come back to retrieve the camera, all that's left for me to say is have a fantastic day. And of course, my friends, farewell.